Welcome. This is the Vegas Voice Celebrity Corner, and I'm your host, Evan Davis. I'll be bringing you behind-the-scenes interviews with performers and entertainers here in Las Vegas. Today, no need to go into anything other than saying Mr. Showman himself, Frankie Scinta. Welcome.
Hello, Evan. How are you?
I am terrific.
You look good.
I feel great.
Is that coffee? It smells like.
You want some?
No, I got to drive. I had to pack a lunch to come this far.
I know.
I didn't know. I mean, really. I mean, every time we do something together, I think, well, maybe it'll be near my neighborhood. So today I packed a whole suitcase.
Yeah, I know.
Stopped twice, ate.
This is the furthest you can possibly go from where both of us live. And
yeah.
I know.
But it's beautiful down here.
It is. It's nice.
The studio is nice.
It's a nice studio.
I mean, you look great.
I feel great.
But then again, my eyesight isn't that good.
Yeah, put these on. I've been doing without glasses, too, because they say I look younger without my glasses.
Well, I was going to say that.
Were you?
Yeah, much younger.
Okay.
I would go with lenses.
Yeah. I can't put eye drops in, let alone put my finger in my eye for that.
If you knew how good you look, you'd take the shot.
I guess I
Once you get used to it, it's really easy.
Yeah, I know.
I wear only one eye. This one. Oh, the candy man. Right here.
Well, this show is basically about Frankie Scinta, so I'm going to get off the stage here. Frankie, let's tell everyone who does not know you and where you come from and what you've been doing and everything else.
Well, when we moved here almost 21 years ago, it was my brother, my sister, myself, our drummer, and nobody knew who the hell a Scinta was. So I remember at the Hilton, that was our first gig here as headliners. They put Scintas, and they go, well, we want a picture for the billboard. And I'm thinking, we're a bunch of Sicilian guys, we're not that good looking. Our sister was beautiful and still is. And but no, just put our name up there. So they put the Scintas, and it's spelled Scinta, Scinta, plural Scintas. And then underneath it, they put SHI, so people wouldn't go, are you the Skinkas? What? How the hell do you say that? Scinta, Sint. So people got it right away, which was cool. We had a great run our first year. Within 6 months at the Hilton, we started getting phone calls from the big casino. I mean, to me, they were big. The Rio, the Flamingo, the Tropicana. And then the Rio gave us an offer we couldn't refuse. And I know about those. You get those once in a while. But it was beautiful, man. Almost 6 years at the Rio. And those were the days they hired headliners. And not just big names like your Tom Jones or your, Dean Martin or Sinatra's. There were, in those days, you remember, the Scintas were at the Rio. Clint Holmes, who recorded the song, My Name is Michael, but that's a fraction of what he does. He's so talented. And everywhere, in every hotel, there was a local headliner that lived here. And Siegfried and Roy. And what a ball it was. It was just a different time. Now to be an entertainer here, what most of the casinos do is they make you buy the room. Yeah, that was the death of entertainment as I remember it. And you four-wall the room, it's called. You pay for your own advertisement, your magazines, covers, and your billboards. Instead of 100 of them, we maybe could afford one because it's us. We're not a casino. And the four-walling thing really, it hurt me personally because when there's not a marriage between the casino and the entertainer, it's not going to work. It's like, well, you do your thing. I don't care how many people they get. They're paying us 10 grand, 13. We were paying the Sahara, I think it was 13 or 15,000 a week. Then you pay the union crew, and I wouldn't let go of my own crew, so I was paying them and the union crew. By the time we paid everybody, my brother Joe and I gave each other $1 and go, hey, good luck with that. So that I decided long after that, I can't do that anymore. And I think the casinos know it too, Evan, because you see what's happening in our town. You got your big Cirque shows, And not right now, of course, because of what we all know as COVID has totally put the brakes on in the entertainment capital of the world. It has really stifled everything I do in this town, except drink.
Yeah, I'm thinking that by this all happening, and because we can't have the big showrooms with the big crowds, and they can't afford to do that, the casinos, I think the lounges are starting to maybe make a comeback.
That's a great point. I can't see them bringing in a Bruno Mars, even at an arena where he would draw 15, 16,000 and paying him, whatever they pay him, maybe $500,000, maybe more. But to be now social distancing, how could they afford to pay a guy $500,000 and put a third or half of an arena in? So actually, it's kind of good down the line when our governor lets us go back to work. And Mr. Sisolak, you're a great man, know your family, but listen, this is the entertainment capital of the world, and we're losing that touch. We need to get entertainers back on stage. We really do. Yeah, and I'm not just speaking for me. How many do you know?
I know hundreds, if not thousands.
It's sad.
It
but
is.
I believe you're right. I think to pay a guy like me, $4 in my band, they could put in 300 people in a 600-seat room, still make money, and I make money, and it's going to start bringing people back into the casinos. Yeah, and I pray that's from my lips to his ears.
To his ears. Well, we're going to take a quick break here because we want to hear some of Frankie's music, and then we'll come back in a minute and continue on with it. Welcome back to the Vegas Voice Celebrity Corner. This is the extended version of this wonderful interview with Frankie Scinta.
Hello, buddy.
Hey there.
I'm glad to be here. Honest to God, it's in studio's beautiful.
Yes, it is.
Done a great job. You did this all yourself?
Yes.
Beautiful. Look at that skyline. It's gorgeous.
I know.
It's beautiful. No place like Las Vegas, baby.
That's right. So tell us how you got to Las Vegas and what you've been doing, and you play a million instruments and you sing and you've had shows all over town. And
a lot of people say that the show is a kickback to vintage Vegas. Mm-hmm. Well, growing up in Buffalo, New York, I didn't know what vintage Vegas was. I knew what I saw on TV, the Dean Martins, the Don Rickles, the Richard Pryors, the Tom Jones, Carol Burnett show. I grew up watching that stuff. And I guess I never thought of it as a learning experience because I just laughed. So when we started entertaining together, my brother and I, back in Buffalo many years ago, I was 19 and he was in college on drugs. No, he didn't go to college. But we would start, we had a gig as a duo. Paul McGuire, ex-ESPN commentator for NFL. He was a kicker for the Bills. He had a little bar. And we were playing there. And, when people were talking, we say, like, hey, come on, we're singing over here. And we started breaking oranges, if you know what that is. If it's like really twisted somebody. And it didn't matter what color, what religion, what nationality, who they were. We would pick on people and we'd always bring them around to us. It was because they knew it wasn't fun. Very Don Rickles-ish. Yeah. But I didn't know Don Rickles well. We did what we did, and it just started to become a show. And our sister would come in on weekends because she was too young, and she would just lift the roof off the place. And she's only 4'10" and a half. And once she took the mic, boy, people went nuts. And we got recognition all over Western New York. Then we were hired at a Playboy Club in Buffalo, and his name was Jimmy Cosentino. Jimmy. And he came to us, he said, how much is this guy paying you? And we were so happy because we were making $200 a piece a week. Big money. He goes, whatever he's paying you, I'll pay you double. So we went there, and that was the beginning of really us doing shows in a show atmosphere with a stage and the lighting and the sound guy. Because before that, we had 3 Fresnel lights over us, a pink one kind of flesh for me, 1 flesh for Joe, and 1 over here for when I did Kermit the Frog. It's not easy being green. And we hired a light man, $5 a night.
Okay.
5 nights a week.
Yeah.
Right. Big money back then. So he would do and then my dad built a little board with dimmers because all we had was switches on and off. My dad built the dimmer board. Unbelievable. And it just grew and grew. And then 21 years ago, you know how many Italians have told me? I'm Sicilian. If you haven't gathered, I'm Sicilian. How many Italian Sicilians have come up to me and go, I'm going to get you to Vegas? And there was 1,000 of them. You know how many of them were full of crap? All of them, except one, Joe Vicari from Detroit, Michigan. Said, you know what? I love what you guys do. I'm going to get you to Vegas. And he did. And him and Dick Scott, another great man in Detroit, they 4-walled the room at the Hilton. And we came in, and within 6 months, we got the offer at the Rio. We went there, and then we had everything at our disposal. Producer, lighting, sound, backstage people, wardrobe, an assistant. And it was a big contract. And we lived the life, man. It was great. I did enjoy it. I lived to perform. My brother was different. Joey wanted to do his 85 or 90 minutes and get the hell out of there. And that's, I guess, why we got along so well. We were yin and yang, you know.
Yeah.
And when my brother said at the end of the show, I go, folks, we're going to come out and autograph some CDs for you and T-shirts. My brother go, yeah, except for me, because I got crap to do. He didn't use that word, but he said, except for me, I got stuff to do. And I go, Joe, you can't say that. Yeah, I'm not going out there. I don't want to sign. And of course, I got a laugh. And I go, Joe, we don't get paid unless you come out. He goes, all right, I'll be right out with them. And that was our life. And as you know, 2 years ago, I lost my brother, Joe. Yeah. You know, this year it'll be 3 years.
Yeah. I was at that first that performance the night that he passed at the Plaza
Hotel.
Plaza Hotel, and you were such a trooper yourself for coming out and.
That was a tough night.
Yeah.
The only other night I could imagine that was tougher than that, or as tough, was 9/11. And we were at the Rio, and Gary Loveman was the president of Caesars Entertainment. And he came in, he says, look, guys, if you want to not do the show tonight. I said, are there people coming? He says, yeah, we got about 450. I said, then we're doing a show. And that was tough. The night my brother passed, we had always made a pact together. No matter what happens to us, if one of us leaves this earth, you do what you do. Give it all you got. That night was hard. I remember it vividly because it was like just before the show that I got the phone call. Yeah. And it was tough. But I always knew I'd end up on my own. I don't know why. I had offers my whole life. Hey, why don't you we don't want the whole group. We want you. And I'm talking television, every facet of life. I was offered these, and I always said, I'll never leave my family. And now he left me.
Yeah. Talking about family, I know you're a big family guy, and you learned a lot of stuff from your grandparents and then your parents and everything else. And how did they influence you in your life?
Well, my grandpa Scinta came from a little town in Sicily near Palermo called Valledomo, Valledolmo, Valledomo. And he played every string instrument. And as a little boy, this is really amazing. As a little boy, 3, 4, 5, I would watch him play. And then eventually he would sit me on his lap and put the pick in my hand, and I would strum the chords, and he would play the chord structures. And he used to tell my mother, because they all had broken English, Mary, these boys are going to be a great musician. And eventually, when he died, I was 6. And out of 27 grandchildren, he left my brother Joe and me his instruments. And it was a miracle. I started playing the guitar. By 7, I was on local TV. And I remember this song. It was a song about a donkey.
Donkey?
A donkey. I mean, there were kids. It was like a talent show. It was called Uncle Jerry's Club. So one kid's doing Elvis, another one's doing the Beatles. And I come out with this waltz. It's called a mazurka. Avianushi Caredu. And it was a sad song about a man in Sicily whose donkey died. To me, it was beautiful. And of course, I lost the contest and I left crying. But that was the beginning of my career. And I never looked back, never once looked back. And coming forward to today, I have 6 grandbabies, 9, 8, 6, 5, and 2 twins. Twins that are 2. And one of them loves music after dinner every night, because everybody eats at our house every night. Typical Sicilian family. Yeah. I mean, during the whole COVID thing, we had 10 to 12 people at my house every night. They were family, of course, and that's the only people we saw. And I remember seeing stuff on Facebook and the grandkids going by and wishing their grandparents, they're going by in the car. That wasn't going to happen in my house. My kids are there, my babies are there every day. Well, Dean, every night after dinner, he goes to the piano. And he don't bang it. He watched me, and he actually tries to make that little boy is going to be a musician. I believe it with my heart. So maybe after I'm gone, maybe the tradition will pass down.
What are the other instruments?
My instruments?
Yeah.
Well, piano, guitar, mandolin, bass, drums. Of course, timbales go with that. My most requested instrument is the spoons.
What I know.
Go figure. And I was 9 years old playing at a Dixieland bar called Johnny's Old Time Tavern. There was a Jolson singer. Everybody, yeah, tut, say goodbye. And he was incredible. He looked just like him. He sang like him. And one night he whipped out the spoons and he started playing them. And I'm going. So I asked him after that night, I said, can you show me how you hold the spoons? I don't know, kid, it ain't easy. I go, just show me. And he showed me how to hold them. The next week, I was on stage with him battling the spoons.
And you were 9 years old?
9 years old.
How about telling us something about your recent life?
Well, after I got out of prison, well, you know, a lot has changed in this town and all over the country. So I'm starting to think, you know, I'm 63 years old, and I started thinking, you know, I love entertainment, and I'll do it till I die. I really will. But I wanted more. So I started thinking about building my own place. And I'm still torn where I'm going to do it. But I have a team of people, investors, and I'm going to build. We're still arguing over it. It's either going to be a bar, you know, a gaming bar with food and me hanging out and being everybody's buddy, or I'm going to build a dinner nightclub. And it's either going to go downtown or towards Summerlin. So I'm torn because one of the team members wants to go downtown and the other one doesn't really care. He just, great people. And I think I would love to have my own nightclub, dinner nightclub. That's my goal. No matter what we build first, I want my own dinner nightclub. And this way I could entertain when I want to. At 8 o'clock when people are done eating, you know what I mean? I could go up and say, hey, everybody, how you doing? I'm Frankie. This is thank you for coming to my place. You know, tonight I got a great show for you. And this way I could bring in some names and some people like me that don't have a name.
That's not true, but
Well, but locals, and so I'd like to bring in some national acts, and I just want to have a place of my own because you can't rely on anybody else these days. I've learned pretty quickly.
all right. So with that being said, we're gonna take a long break.
I think it must be my brother Joe came back from heaven
I know,
or wherever he was.
I
Yeah,
know.
come on in.
Come on in.
Oh, how you doing? No, wait. You got another guest walking in.
I know. We're in front of a live audience now of one.
What? What do you do at this point? Great talent too. Great singer.
Yes.
Young, good looking. I hate his guts.
I know. That makes two of us. But no, I don't. I love him. He is a great
Very
performer.
talented, man.
Yes, he came to see you actually. as
Honest
well.
to God,
Yeah,
that's very. Well, I owe him money.
No, that's probably why. Frankie, thanks for being on the show.
Always a privilege.
We will have you back again as
When hell freezes over.
I'll have him back again. You want to come back next week? I mean,
Well, if I could, I got to get another car because mine. I put 200,000 miles coming
just
here.
coming here. You put too much on. This is Evan Davis with the Vegas Voice. My guest Frankie Scinta.